I'm Amber Davies and welcome to Call to Stage. This is the space where musical theatre takes centre stage. From unforgettable backstage stories with incredible special guests to insights from my life and my theatre journey. We're leaving it all on the mic every single week, so let's jump in. Hi guys, welcome back to Call to Stage with me, Elle Woods. We're going to talk all about Legally Blonde today, Gatsby. However, I have just had the most craziest 12 hours of my life. I'm laying in bed last night. I get a call from my agent. It's 9:30. I see him pop up on my phone and I'm like, what the hell is going on? Answer, and he's like, hi Amber, are you available for a meeting tomorrow at 10 o'clock in the morning? And I was like, yes, for what? And he said, to potentially replace Danny Dyer on Strictly Come Dancing. I said, excuse me? I said, pardon? I said, please repeat that. Anyway, lo and behold, I have just come from the meeting with the producers of Strictly Come Dancing. We had a Zoom meeting. I don't know. By the time this comes out, I'll know whether I'm doing it or not. But I mean, guys, if I get it, please vote for me. Please, I beg. I feel like I know there will be like, she's trained. Yes, I did train in musical theatre. However, I am a beginner when it comes to ballroom Latin dancing. So I feel like I will be starting from scratch. I mean, I'll give it my all. Also, I'd do it for Danny as well because she's unfortunately broken her ankle. So I'd do it for her and me. But I will update you guys, I guess. I think I'll find out maybe tomorrow. But yeah, this has been the craziest 12 hours of my life. Oh my God, you guys. So, where do I even begin? Firstly, I think I want to talk about Gatsby and the end of Gatsby. I loved that we got to collaborate with Gatsby in some way by doing a season on the pod. And I feel like, honestly, this contract, Gatsby as a contract, absolutely changed the trajectory of my career because I had the opportunity to work with veterans of the industry. Those people I was sharing the stage with had taught me so much. I'm not joking. For example, Rachel Tucker, I would listen to her every single night side stage. I would nitpick how she's singing One Way Road and Second Hand Sue, where she's placing her vowels, where her tongue movement is. And I actually learned so much on this job. Working opposite Corbin Bleu, Jamie Muscato, Francis Mayland McCann, John Owen Jones, John Robbins, Amy Fisher, like the way that they brought so much professionalism to this contract and I could actually take stuff and put it in my toolbox. I'm so grateful. I watched Jamie, guys, and his acting. He is one of the most thought through actors I've ever worked with. And I watched and I learned, and I felt like throughout the 6 months, I even grew as a performer. And yeah, it's just been one of those contracts where I needed it. I needed it in my career because I learned so much. I was always meant to do it. Obviously, Jordan as a character, I've never played anything like her before. I've always been the girl next door vibes, Judy Burnley, Campbell in Bring It On. Very sweet, innocent girl with a big storyline and a big journey to kind of go on. And Jordan was there for a good time. She just loved to party. She loved drugs. She loved intercourse, And I just looked at it and I thought, this has got me written all over it. Not that I'm like into all that stuff. You know what I mean though? Like it was more of just like a risk-taking kind of role. And I've got to say, New Money, that 6.5 minute number every single night. No one actually understands there is no run up to New Money as a number. You do the first scene. I think I was on stage for like 15 seconds before I exited to do my New Money change. There is no run up. So New Money kind of pops out of the blue for Jordan, and you have to kind of musk up this energy from the bottom of your belly to commit to this 6 minute number. And I was actually seriously impressed with how my stamina grew. There was like halfway mid contract where I could have done New Money twice full out back to back. Like my stamina was impressing me. But it took a long time to get there. If I listened to New Money's bootlegs from like early on in the run, like for example, week 1 of shows, I sound like a complete different person. But yeah, it's just been the best contract. Definitely the best show I've ever done, the best cast I've ever worked with, the team, like Dominic Kelly, obsessed with him, his choreography. Like if he isn't up for an Olivier for best choreography, I will eat my hat. Like he is incredible. Jason Howland, I mean, I used to sing Astonishing from Little Women in college all the time. And then I get to work with him, you know, and it's just like, what is life? And I feel like originating a role, I know it's already been originated on Broadway, but to bring her to London, originate her in London at the London Coliseum, that was like on my bucket list. So the fact that I've been able to tick that off and make something mine, because I didn't actually see Samantha Pauly do it on Broadway. Obviously, I listened to her sing New Money on Spotify, but I really wanted to make her my own and bring my own wit and, you know, jazzy hands to it. And I feel like I did accomplish that, especially with like, I changed the end of New Money because I wanted to be that version to be identified with my version. Corbin Bleu. We have to talk about Corbin Bleu. I mean, the most generous, kind person I think I've ever worked with, including his wife, Sasha. I love her with all my heart. I love them both with all my heart. And, you know, when I found out it was Corbin Bleu, I was a little bit like, oh my gosh, what is he going to be like? He's this massive American star. He's so unbelievably famous. What is he going to be like? And he was just so down to earth and so normal. And considering how successful he is, you know, I was like, is he going to be a diva? And like, not 1% of him is anything like that. And he was so committed and he really had my back. And by the end of the run, we could just like look at each other and he'd know what I was thinking. And I'll never forget this moment. This is what I mean. He's a good partner to have on stage. We were doing Better Hold Tight one evening. And obviously I'm wearing the debutante dress. I've got this massive skirt wrapped around my waist with so much material on it. And my heel got caught in the back of the dress. And it was a split second. Corbin saw it happen and he put his arm behind my back as if like, you know, so I didn't fall back. But I was thinking like, are you Spider-Man or something? Because how he like just knew I wasn't in kind of, my posture wasn't right or how it had looked, you know, and boom, like that straight behind my back. And I just thought, you are the definition of a true professional. And like the ensemble, the ensemble as a whole and the cover system that we had was so unbelievably strong. The whole cast was so tight. And I think because it was a short run, we just appreciated the time that we had together. I mean, I could have done it for another year, easy. With that cast in the Coliseum, the fan base that we had created, was insane. I've never experienced anything like it in my life. So yeah, I mean, I'm gutted. I literally had post-show blues for a week. Like, I'd wake up in the morning and I'd have like that feeling of like my heart would sink. I was really like not taking it very well. But well, who knows? We might reunite if we're up for an Olivier next year. Will we be? I don't know. We would be in the new musical category. We can always hope. It would be lovely to have a reunion on the... Where is it based? Royal Albert Hall. It would be insane to have a reunion on the Royal Albert Hall stage. Put it like that. But who knows? Who knows? That is all out of our control, and what's meant for us won't pass us by. Let's go back to like halfway through the contract maybe, or just 3/4 way through the contract. I get a call from my agent saying the team of Legally Blonde would like to get you in. And obviously for me and for any female, I think in this industry, Elle Woods has always been a dream role of mine. And as soon as it came that I got the phone call, I was like, absolutely yes. Absolutely yes. And I went in for my first round, and there was something about me, the material and the team. I like instantly thought, this is a really good fit. And obviously I was like, oh, I don't really want to tour again. I don't really want to tour again unless it was for the right role. Well, I'm telling you now, Elle Woods is the right role. I would tour around the world with Elle Woods, you know. And it's lovely because I have just been on tour with Pretty Woman, and I have built that relationship with the theatres around the country. So I am performing at a couple of new venues, but I'm going back. I know how it works. And, you know, Elle is in real safe hands with me going on tour. And tours, like, guys, it's 10 times harder than sitting in one theatre in London. You've got to stay in a new flat or Airbnb or, you know, hotel room every week. You have to be, it's completely 100% commitment, you know. And I'm, of course, 100% willing to do that for Miss Elle Woods. Yeah, so I went in, I did the material for Elle. It was in the umbrella rooms, and I just had a really good feeling. And the stakes, I don't know whether because I was doing my 8 shows a week and I was like in a state of fatigue like this, I didn't make the stakes too high for me. I thought, if they want me and if they want what I have to offer, then like, let's do this, basically. I then had to go in for a dance call, and that was brilliant. Like, there was loads of people in the room. The last time I'd been in a dance call like that was for Jordan, so I was actually really excited to do it. Did the dance call. Leah Hill took the audition, and Leah was, I think, in the same year as my sister at college. I've known of Leah since I was like 13, 14. And so, like, just to kind of dance some of her choreography, whether that choreography is going to be in the show or not, I'm not sure. But it was like, it was so epic. And I like really enjoyed that audition. I didn't feel any pressure. I knew lots of people in the room, which was lovely. And then that was that. And then it was the Tuesday that had come. So I did that on the Monday. The Tuesday was the day Ben and I were moving into our house. So it was mental, guys. We were moving everything from one house to the other, cleaning the old house. We had no furniture in the new house. We didn't even have blinds. And then at 4:00 that day, I get a call from my agent saying, your final for Elle is tomorrow. And I was like, repeat that for me, please. And he was like, yes, your Elle final is tomorrow. And I was like, in my mind, I just kind of froze and stopped for a minute because I just thought, I still have like 17 more boxes to move from that house. I have one day to do it. My mum luckily was down to help us. I was thinking they gave me a couple more scenes and scenes to learn. And I just thought, I want to be off book for a final, but I just looked at them and I just thought, I'm never going to be off book with this. And so by this point, I had like a mouthful of ulcers because I was just so stressed that we had no blinds in the house. So I had 4 hours sleep because obviously I was like trying to get to sleep and I was thinking about the audition, and I'm not good with like when I'm thinking something over and over again, sleep is the first thing to go. And obviously lack of sleep, your voice isn't rested. I was like going into a brand new 8-show week. I'd just done 8 shows. And I woke up, my eyes, I could not see out of them. They were like puffy. So I was like ice cubing my eyes. I turn up to the audition, material in hand. And I just thought, do you know what? What's meant to be will be. At the end of the day, I've turned up. I'm here. Actually, I did try and get my final moved, but it was the last day they were doing finals. So I literally had no option but to go in. And I'll never forget it. Nikolai can vouch for me on this. I started singing Legally Blonde. And I said, guys, I'm so sorry. I'm going to have to stop because I feel nothing. Like I was so numb from head to toe. I was like, can I just have a second? Because I just had to like dig deep and get there. But I was like so tired that I couldn't musk any type of emotion. Anyway, so I just had a second. And I just tried to forget about everything that had happened within that 24 hours. And I was like, breathe. For these next 10 minutes, you are simply Elle. And it really helped me just to kind of have that moment of, okay, let it all go. I basically took everything into the room that had happened in that last 24 hours. And that's normal. That's human, you know. And it went well. It went so well. Anyway, I come... Then, I'm looking at Poppy, because you know what I'm about to say. I then came into call to stage, and I think you made me record 3 episodes or something that day, you know, just to add a bit on top. By the time I left, so I put my phone on airplane mode because I don't obviously want anyone to interrupt my sessions. I airplane it. I have 2 missed calls from my agent. I'm thinking they want me back in, don't they, for something, or they want me back in tomorrow. And it was Ollie. And this has never, ever happened to me in my life, guys. I feel like I'm going to cry. It was basically Ollie, and he was like, it's not 100% official, but we've just had a call from the producers saying that they would absolutely love to have you as Elle Woods. Sorry. Why am I crying? And it's that had never happened to me in my life before, like a same day offer. And my mum was at my house, so I literally did a show as Jordan, and I ran back to my new house with no furniture, and I was like, Mum, I'm gonna be playing Elle. And then that was it was like the craziest 24 hours of my life. And they actually took a while. It was like 90% that I was doing it, you know, because I hadn't had my official offer through. And then there was 3 weeks. I waited 3 weeks for my offer to come through. And then I think we did like literally 3 weeks of negotiating, which is like is it usual? Yeah. Like it's sometimes it can happen a lot quicker, depending how like quickly the production's going to start. But because we had like 9 months, you know, until the production started, we kind of just took our time with the negotiations. And then we got to a point where like we were happy, they were happy. We had the shoot day, which was like adorable. So literally today is the announcement morning, and I had my Strictly bloody meeting. I feel like I'm on, no wonder I'm crying. I'm literally in cuckoo land right now. I also have my Call to Stage live show on Sunday. There is just so much good things happening. I feel like whoever is watching over me is doing an incredible job, because I feel so lucky. I feel so grateful. I can't believe this is my life, you know? So recap is, loved Gatsby. So sad it ended. Made friends for life. Best contract I've ever done so far. Legally was announced this morning. That is happening. Please book your tickets. Come and see us. And then, yeah, I guess in the next 48 hours, I will know if I will be doing Strictly Come Dancing. What the hell? Oh my God, I have to talk to you about this, guys. So me and Ben just came back from Greece. We had the best holiday ever. I just had a wobble halfway through the holiday because I was like, it's my birthday next week and it's my last... Oh my God, I feel like I'm going to cry again. It's my last birthday in my 20s. And I never thought I would be that person to like have a wobble like going into their 30s. But I'm like so grateful for like all of my, like what's happened in my life so far. And I just feel like the whole Strictly thing, like going into my last year of my 20s doing Strictly Come Dancing would be fucking iconic. Are you kidding me? Sorry for swearing. But yeah, it's just, I had like a full wobble and I was like, I'm nearly 30, but it's like my last year in my 20s. Anyway, that's like bringing a whole different conversation to this. But yeah, obviously I wear my heart on my sleeve, so I'm telling you guys. But yeah, I had a full on wobble and I was like, I was just thinking back of all my 20s and like winning Love Island at 20 years old and like the 10 years that I would have had would have just been like a life that I didn't think I'd ever have, you know? So that's deep. That's, yeah, sorry. I think I'm just like overwhelmed with the reaction of Elle and the meeting this morning and being 30. And like I said before, I honestly think I have some angels up in, whether there's a heaven, God knows. I have some amazing angels up there who are pulling all the right strings, and I'd like to think, you know, I've worked my arse off, and I feel like it's like being rewarded in some way, you know. What other thing have I got to update? Oh, my American visa. We've got to update them on that. We are in the process of getting me an O1 so we can bring you guys another Broadway edition. But that's taken a lot longer than we actually thought. So TBC on that. I mean, what's really good with that is that I can actually then get myself US representation and maybe my freaking Broadway dreams will come true. Who knows? This visa lasts 3 years and obviously I'm going on tour with Elle for a year. So probably not the best timing, but you know, my lovely co-producer James is like hands on deck, and I've got the team at Gatsby who are helping me as kind of like a voice over there, because normally when you go over to Broadway you're sponsored, so you don't have to do this yourself. But I'm glad that I'm kind of taking this on and making this step for myself, because I've always wanted to get myself an American visa, but the like timing wasn't right. So who knows? Hopefully I can like, even if I just go out and audition and say, all I need to say to myself is at least I tried, you know, because nothing might come of it. Well, I tell you what will come of it is another edition of Called Stage Broadway. So at least we know that will happen. But yeah, I think, you know, with you know who as president, I don't know, will I be accepted? Will I not? I have to be like an exceptional talent, and I'd like to think I am. So God knows if that is going to happen, but I will also keep you updated on that. Other updates, my sister's home soon and she's coming to stay with me for a month, which is going to be great. She's currently on the world tour of Les Mis. And I get a text from her saying, can I move in with you for the month? And now, obviously, it's not my house, just my house anymore. It's mine and Ben's. So I ran through the right channels, and lo and behold, we're getting a lodger for a month. I think it's actually longer than a month. She messaged me also saying, we're getting a tattoo, matching sister tattoo. I said, are we? So I'll keep you updated on that one as well. I think I'm going to get little sis. She's going to get big sis. How cute is that? My TikTok journey. Guys, I am fully like part of the TikTok Live Club right now. So if you don't follow me on TikTok, it's Amber_Davies7. I go on live quite a lot and I'm actually thoroughly enjoying it. Basically, the youngsters of Gatsby, Taylor, Jared, Jamel, they were like, you need to go on TikTok Live. And I was like, I'm a millennial. Like, am I qualified? And they were like, absolutely you are. And then it kind of became this thing on Gatsby where I'd always go live before a show. So follow me over there, especially, before January, because I'll be taking you on this Elle Woods journey with me. That's kind of all I've got to update you on. It's been a hot sec since we've done this. My eczema. No, I'm not going to go there. My eczema's triggering at the minute though. But yeah, that is the full recap. I want to say thank you to you all, because I know I say this all the time, but this podcast wasn't meant to be as successful as it was, and it seriously is. We have you guys to thank for that, and our beautiful and wonderful guests that come on, and it is literally a joy for me. I don't see this as a job. I see it as the most wonderful hobby I ever did have, and I get to connect with people in the industry, and it is so rewarding. And I'm a geek, I'm a theatre fan, and these sessions are more for me than it is for you. When I'm asking questions and I'm like, so how I want to know the nitty gritty, is because I want to learn. That's one thing about this industry. There's no cap on learning. You can just constantly learn. But we have some incredible guests coming up. It's an exciting time. It's a very exciting time. So thank you for coming on this roller coaster ep with me. Mum, hi. I know you listen to every single ep. I love you so much. And yeah, I will potentially see you on BBC on Saturday night. If not, I will be seeing you around the UK, coming to a theatre near you, playing Elle Woods. But thank you so much, and I love you all.